As per yesterday, we're going to try and keep it nice and fluid today, no hijinks. If you don't like what you see, you can sit off the mat. If you're feeling tired, you need a drink, please do that. Don't stand on ceremony here. Ready? Okay, we didn't have a warm-up yesterday, also you can do, so we're going to do that now. So if you like to spread out. Technique is important, but people have a different take on how technique should be done. And we can sit here and discuss the technicalities of Shin, Aikido, dojo, etc., until the cows come home. Or one person's meat is another person's grain. But the system that we follow, or I certainly teach, is based on solid, flexible ki and nagari. And this is a concept that a lot of people go, oh, I've not heard this before. But you've probably been doing it, you just didn't put a name on it. Alright, so we're going to start with something quite basic, but high grade. So we're going to go up to 11th form. 11 is my lucky number. I was born on the 11th of July at 11 o'clock, 11 days overdue at number 11 Godolphin Road. There you go. And 11's occur a lot with me, so from here, this is a solid. Now he can stand there and get really, really settled. So now I've got to try and move this man. So the good thing about solid is it teaches you how to deal with something that's, almost immovable. So here we're going to step off the line, bring one hand down. And if he's holding me like so, I'm going to find it very difficult to do this. Hold my hands together. But if I use my body, all of a sudden this is possible. So now Shin Nagi. Left and right hand, stepping off the line, bring one to the other, step through, you can go a little bit if you like, don't knock your pipes out, it's Sunday. So, you want that? That's we bandy around comments like, oh, this is the basis of all body movement, and then we move on. That's the whole body movement. Well, for one thing, what it's teaching you to do is go to one side. And it's always a good idea to go one side or the other. So when you've got something grabbing with two hands, you have to think, where am I going to go? You have this process where you go, I'm definitely going to do this. You do what you feel you've got at the time. And the best way to do that is to give yourself no posture. If you stand in handy, left or right, you're kind of focused on that posture leading you to the correct movement. But if you close your posture up, you've now got the possibility of stepping either side without compromising the body movement. Alright? So when you're now doing flexible, what you're going to do is you're going to centre yourself. You're not going to offer your wrist until you feel ready to receive the attack. This is very important in the progression to what you're going to do out there when we go to the pub later and we start a fight. So as I bring the hands out, so I bring the posture forward, which means now that I can move straight away. And that takes away this feeling of strength on his behalf when we're doing it solid. This is making it hard for me, so I have to use my body movement to get into position. I do the same body movement, but it's easier because I don't allow him to set himself. I move straight away. And it's fluid all the way through to the end. No stops. That's the important thing with flexible. I'm very flexible, I can always do Tuesdays. Carry on. So now we go to Kinanagari, and yesterday we spoke about Hachi, the Japanese symbol for 8, which is an upside down V. Now we're going to do the English for you. Just for you. That's what we're going to do. I want you to think about they're coming in and going back out here. So with Kinanagari, if I offer my wrist and he keeps pushing, keep walking, I've got to deal with that. The force is always going to be in a straight line. It's not going to be this or this. It's going to be straight at you. So you need to be able to redirect that. So think about you're receiving them and then taking them back from where they came, so in that direction. And very important, they shape. So you use your tekatana to cut that back round, back into the feeder can. In the same way that you did in a smaller version when you're doing solid and flexible. Here, hand shape. Look at his armpit, it's open, his shoulders up, his centres up. Now I can cut that back round. Here's a technique. Okay, again, you're not quite going to go through to this because you need a bit of space. Mr. Foster, he used to come out with pearls of wisdom, and I just think, I wish you told me that 20 years ago. One of them, which reminds me of what we're doing today, was the shaping of the hand using the tekatana, te and katana blade. Very important, because if you can do that, it relaxes your shoulders. And it's not until you do that you think, oh yeah, I haven't thought about that before. And why is it important to have relaxed shoulders? Because if you're up here, you can't move very well. This is all about centralisation, bringing everything down to your core. So this is the next technique, Kotegaishi, very important that you have with tekatana. And I'll show you for why. Come on. So we go back to solid. I give this gentleman a chance of moving that all. So, again, I can't bring my hands together if you won't allow me, so I have to use my body. So it's exactly the same step that you did for your kotegaishi, for your shiranagi, by moving across and hit. But this time the hand drops over, because you're going to use your tekatana as you step next to your opponent to break and draw to your centre for the technique. We'll do that down the side. So, step, crossover. As you now bring your back foot in to a line next to your partner's centre, you're cutting and leading to your centre to pick up the kotegaishi. Is that all good? Happy with that? Here we go. So now when we go to flexible, the immediacy of the connection becomes apparent. If you look at the solid, what we're trying to do is get the component parts working so we can study, and we're looking to get this tekatana against the back of the hand so we can draw it into our centre. Now what's got to happen is, as soon as you're ready to move, this happens straight away. Step to the corner, I refer to as tension. Step to the corner. So again, as it comes around, we're looking at keeping this moving. It doesn't matter if you're slow, you just, I'm terrible, but you just need to be continuous. Look. And if you don't find a technique, and this ends up on the floor, it's still a bonus. figure arm. This is where you tie up the arms and you've got to kind of cross your arms as he goes around, you're doing that. And then this one locks against that one and locks them up. We're not going to do that one. Back in the day, they used to take that and then across the hip, across your ankle. Very nice technique, but very brutal. Thank you, Colin. Just want to leave you, because I've finished my session now, so I just want to leave you with one last thought. I mentioned Mr. Foster, he used to come out with his pearls of wisdom. There was a sign in the dojo, and when you used to line up doing your Kenis, I used to look at this sign. It was the 4 basic principles of Ki. And there were 2 of the body, 2 of the mind. And one was the unbendable arm, concentration on one point, weight under side, extension of the Ki. And I used to, every time, I mean for years and years, I walk past this sign and I look at it, there's so much to learn. And then Mr. Foster, one class, I think I was probably, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd down at the time, so I was quite a long way along the journey. And he said this pearl of wisdom. He went over and he tapped on this side and he said, now if you think you've got one of those, you'll have the other 3 by rote. I felt this weight lift off my shoulder. I can do unbendable arms, so I must have the others. Fantastic. Anyway, that's what you've done. I'm going to hand you over to who I ask to teach next. Oh yes. Mr. Foster's grandson. I'd like to hand you over to Paul. Thank you.
So, my granddad used to always say that Aikido was a journey. And it takes some amazing places, including the village hall in Farnham, with no idea what to do. There's about 25 people on the mat, so we're going to make this up as we go. Let's count. So, we'll start Shinai, and when Sensei Tim spoke about body movement, the same is true here. So as she grabs, I strike. Now, so this is eerie, isn't it? Okay, that's one principles like it. Also, same thing. Strike, step off the line, up, and then I shoot out. And we're going to play with this a little bit, but we'll start something. So, take your time. Strike, step off. And at the same time, you put your kit on here as well. Just have gloves. Practice. So, there's many ways that you can do this. In this example, as she grabs, I'm attacking. Okay? Now, in a minute, we'll look at she grabs and punches, but we'll get to that before. So, here. Now, this cut, I always take the top. I don't think it particularly matters, but I take the top. And this then becomes back fist. Okay. So cross and then into the shin. But what this isn't is this. Okay, so you talk about earning. And you don't have to go hard, right? You don't have to break your partner, but there's got to be something to react to. There was a book that one of the Scientific students, I won't name, released years ago. He said that if you don't attack or engage your partner properly, you deprive him of the ability to do a technique or to receive a technique. And it's true. Okay, try again. And come to me. So now, typically when we do this, we do it from a shonen strike. It doesn't matter if it's a shonen strike or fist to the face, it's just that's a bit more aggressive. It's just from my straight into his face. So, we'll do the strike down. We'll do the strike down. So this time, come this way. So it's a little bit more aggressive. But really, Sensei Tim spoke about Tanahenko, and this is Tanahenko. Well, it's not actually an ankle, but it's a bit of Tanahenko. So look, if you think about it, Tanahenko, here, there's Henko. Just so we're here. Same thing. Now at this point, stand down. We'll go here it was. So, right. So if you're more comfortable, do some slow and then you can do the stroke down. If you're starting the journey, that's fine. Maybe just come here and just do it slow. But the point is, as she comes, don't do one hand like that, that's awful. That wasn't better, at least those two hands. So here. Now this point here, I don't want to be doing practice. But at the same time, if I don't have a semblance of receiving this, I'm going to get conked. So it's here. I was on my half hands. One more. Any questions? That's it. Okay. So for me, this bit here is really important. So you're meeting, but I'm not stopping. Now, what I don't want to do is when I turn, I don't want to let this go and like that because I'm not leaving her anymore. At this point, she's basically going, I'm taking her a place that her body is naturally going. So keep it into the centre. So Grandad used to say, everyone's done in front of you in the centre. So you don't want to be like this, okay, because you get clomped. And you want to make sure that when you take it to this point, it is in the centre. And then this is just lifting the boat and turning and lifting it. Yeah, seriously kind of and look, I'm engaging now. It's needs. For instance, Tim talks about the static, flexible, and kinagari. There's kind of a sort of halfway between static, flexible, and kinagari here because I'm not waiting for her, I'm engaging. We spoke about this, supposed to be good. So this time, same thing. So this is a static but icky. Now, for me, at this point, I want to come across and bring her into my centre. So we'll do the sort of semi-flexible moving thing which we do in a minute here. Now, some of you will see exercise and Brenda used to do with Joe, where Tally puts skills to my hip here. And then I'll do this really awkward reverse knock down like this. Really difficult. But I see it here. Same thing in my mind. So look, as I come across, the third point's over here. Take this. Now this is going to come into my centre. Also, if you so wish, you can come this way. She wasn't expecting that. Both works. It's all that Aikido rock, isn't it? I think the key thing is, look, it's here. So engage. Okay. This is passive. This is it's not going to work here. This Grandfather used to refer to this as being dead. A bit harsh if you ask me, but it was true. So look, it's here, I'm engaged. See the difference? So when we were talking about irony, this is irony. Okay, I'm not doing what I do at the beginning of the class, but it's the same point. I'm engaging. Okay. The other thing to be careful of, and I might not explain this properly, I don't just go and walk into this because that can happen. So the way I see this is here. Now yes, she may still collapse her elbow, but I've just got to do it quicker and harder and she won't be so stupid next time. I do take it seriously, really. Okay, make sure you engage with your partner at the beginning and you get that reaction. Okay? Try. Most of you are going to hang on to this, which is good. It doesn't mean I've got to change it because I don't want to get too comfortable. So, I'm joking. So look, same as before, Tanif's going to strike now. So exact same thing here. Now at this point, I need to turn my hips again. Okay. Sorry. All this is, when it comes to it, is that the end bit is basically your basic first form Aikido. So when we start here, this is we've all done that a gazillion times. So when we're here, at this point, I appreciate I've done the thing that I hate most about Aikido teachers, in that I've just done the same thing 5 different ways. Apologies. We'll try and do it a unified way. So, here. Any questions? Got the answers. Try. I was coming through the gauntlet down the shoes you've got. So, when you take this first bit, Sensei talks about the unbendable arm and extension at one point and principles of key. It's actually here. So, although my arm isn't rigid, it has this output. Okay. Now, if I let this happen, now Tanith has got the centre. So now she's in control. So when I take this, or even if she's striking, this is my centre. So don't let this happen. Okay, there may be other things you can do, but for this, I think it's important to keep that natural extension all the time. I just realised I was doing a different technique. See if easy. Right, whoops, I was doing some, well, stupid stuff. Anyway, so, we've only got 5 minutes, we'll try that. So come here round, take the chair maybe. As she comes up, we've done that. So now, remember what I said? First one. As she comes up, just first one. Okay. Simples? Not really, just have some fun with it. We've got 5 minutes. It's fun for me, I love the combination techniques, because you can actually string all 9 together, but I'm not going to show you that this time. No. So, look, there's a couple of points I want to get across, which I don't know. Firstly, whether she's attacking me or I'm attacking, okay, if I'm attacking, I want this ear me feeling, okay? It's not, oh, sorry, right? It's not really. This is just passive. So, you have to enter. Even, as I say, I mean, I know that you can go this way as well as time, but the key bit is you've disrupted and done something there. But when we get into moving, basic movement, isn't it? 10 count, but again, this thing in here, don't let this collapse. You have this idea of embedded arms coming around with the Aikido, etc. Okay, just to finish. A bit complicated. Let's go back to take time. If you get stuck with this, bear in mind you've got a minute. Just imagine it's a big beach ball.
Okay? Right, what we're going to try and do is, when we do Aikido, there is no such thing as angles in our movement. There's always circles. So if you feel you have to come down and take something at an angle, you need to turn your body and turn that angle into a circle. So it's like approaching a roundabout, and you go round the roundabout. You adjust your speed, but not stop. Okay? So if we do just there, and I feel a block coming, and I've got nowhere to go, instead of fighting him and him fighting me, I let him do what he wants to do. So I feel that his ki is coming into my arm, into my body. So I just turn. And then just follow through. Okay, there. Turn the body. The important thing I'd like you to concentrate is on, comes down, I'm not taking it back along the same path, creating a space and creating a circle in front of you. Now, some of you I notice are doing this. Okay? Try not to do that. Make sure you step away from the circle and draw a bigger circle so that you've got space to work. Now.
I can understand what when you talk about tank and getting off the line and going to the side of the technique. And I can understand doing that on technique to a dead side, in other words, to this side. But to do it this side can be a bit dangerous. So, I know could you do it again for us, please? To there. Should that be a little bit more of a tension steps you're not putting your kidneys?
So what part do you think is going to be dangerous?
As you go in, this video, touch me. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Just feel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Step out of the circle, beyond the reach, and you're not stopping. I'm not hanging about here. Give my chance to punch. I keep moving. As soon as I feel the pressure, I move and start taking a plunge here and aiming straight high.
Yeah.
Before he gets a chance to punch.
It works a lot better when he's punching, of course, because you get all the movement.
Right? And you never going to reach. Please try. Great space, nice back feet, balance, 4, straight, okay, pull around, motion, to change the attack, second ball, but Cameron's going to push through there, so I feel a conflict here. Now, the thing to remember that every technique we do in Aikido has got a Tanahemba buried in it somewhere. Okay? Whatever we do, it changes form, it changes directions, it changes circularity. So kind of pushes there. So instead of doing Tanahemba, break it, I'm going to lead her out, just her keys coming through. Take her into it. Push. Okay. So nice wide hand, you can turn around. Step. Make yourself a doorway. Yeah. Okay. So the important thing is to feel that, step back, take the slack out of his arm, and then cut into the elbow. Okay?
Fantastic. So I come from a sort of key background, but not too much of the soft key side of things. So for me, connection, staying connected with your partner is a really important thing. So I've got a tiny little exercise. I feel a bit strange to do, but I'll elaborate as we go. So if I can borrow it. So what I want you to do is just imagine that you've got a ball and you just so, and everything's going to be alive, so there shouldn't be any slack in this at all. So you're not rigid, but it's when I meet here, there's a connection. Okay? And what I want you to do is it's equal both ways. So if you push to me with your fingers, there's nothing to equal, yeah? But it doesn't apply. And what I want you to do is not use your eyes. I want you to search with your body to find the next point. Okay? So I'm just going to rotate. You're going to stay still. Yeah? So I'm going to join these knuckles. I'm going to join his wrist, join the elbow, join the shoulder and come across the back. I'm shoulder to shoulder, elbow, but hand, and I'm back to the beginning. Right? Exactly where I am. Okay. But as I turn, I'm not increasing this. Right? Yeah. It's a constant connection, and I'm not disconnecting as I come through. Yeah. So, and I'm searching. So why I'm wanting you to search is because within a technique, I want to be able to look. Not at the person, I want to feel the body. So I'm actually saying shut your eyes off and use all of this to tell you where they are. So it's just, we only do this briefly, so it's something, I'm not saying that you're not going to do it, but you find that you might lose this. Constant. And you shouldn't feel like at any time I'm pushing any more on you, it should be just a constant feel all the way. So if you feel a bit more from someone, just let them know. And if you're not feeling enough, you shouldn't feel buffeted at all. So just quickly pair up, try it, I'm not going to spend too much time. Real feeling is not so much this, these for you. So if we're looking at something like first form Nikyo, when I come to here, it's very common that people want to come up, push the shoulders are up. So again, it's another feeling, yeah? So if I think about my body, do I feel comfortable? No, I don't. So it's really not about, I don't want to. What happens is you can have, so different partners, yeah? So now Ken's similar. Like to me, big frame, and you think, oh, I've got to try hard, so it's this I must do. Yeah? And it's the front lobe of your head, it's the fight or flight that I must do something to do. And actually what I need to do is feel really is, I want to lift this, now I'm doing back to myself, like you were saying yesterday, to close this. And then someone's doing those space, use this space between us. And also the feeling in your body that, so if I'm just relaxed and I'm just keep extending my intention, energy, key, whatever you want to call it, whatever suits for you. Yeah, and I ask, can you stand up? Yeah. Okay, so come on, okay? You can only crouch here, I'm going to keep the same amount of touch here. Okay? But what I'm going to do is, the subconscious conditioned mind goes, to be strong, I need to be tense. Okay, so this touch doesn't change. I go sense, can you stand up? Sure. Yeah, so you can stand through it if I'm relaxed. It's on. So if you let tension creep into your technique, you're on a failure straight away. Yeah? So you need to keep that relaxed and constant tension. So when we were rolling around, it's the same. Okay, so we're going to look at the first one we need to start with. Just going to bring and extending this centre, this arm bend one. Just take them around. Keeping this space between us. Make sure your shoulders are down and use the space between. Same connection. Lift the elbow, drop the hand, lift the hand, drop the elbow. And it's okay. First one, thank you. You not get up in with these techniques. So we look at the first one here. I'm then one, we can talk about unbend one. Unbend one's really important to myself personally. So all I want to do is just turn this hand from my shoulder to get into the next shoulder. And if he was just touching, this top of this hand, and his job is, for this purpose, is just to keep this connection. So as I raise it, if I turn it, his shoulder turns, and his body turns away. So if he's got a hold, I want to keep the same. And then I can't enter through this straight arm. It's just a big lad, I can't get through it. So I shift. I don't shift my arm. If I shift my arm and he pushes, he's got anything to come in. Okay? So I can't come on this line. I'm trying to get through the instructions. It's too hard. This relationship doesn't change. And actually what you can have is you can extend it. We're quite equal. If I ask Nick to just push to me slightly, my core engages. Okay? So if I turn my core and enter with it, my arm's not shifting at all, it's me. So I come past the structure and through. And if he wants to come into strike, he wakes up his back leg. So now his weight transference into his back leg. He keeps coming. So his intention to come into me blows the side, so I just use his attack to come when he's coming in to put weight in his back leg. He could lift the front leg to kick. Bring it forwards. So just turn from the shoulder, try through the structure. You can't get through the structure. Don't change this. Shift your body. Now I've got an entrance. The elbow's there. In. Both cutting as I'm moving. William was saying yesterday, close this gap. And if you just shift very slightly, it puts the weight forward. I don't have to do anything to it. I don't need my hands to take them to the floor. Yeah. So, I'm in through, close the gap, just walk. I don't need that, I need to bring it down. You get too hung up on, you get the icky idea, so I'm pushing with the arms, I'm losing everything. I want to enter with me, weight him, rock him into this point here, come into this gap. Just keep constant extension all the time. So just stay with it. It's the same as when we were turning. We're trying to keep, don't lose it, don't really increase anything, just keep that constant. Not overpowering at all, and I stay there all the time. So that this is something so this connecting and turning here. I treat this as the strike. Yeah. So Nick's coming in to get his hands. Yeah. So his target is mine. His target is this. Yeah. And that's coming after it. Yeah. So really in a way he can come slowly. Another punch is coming. I'm putting his self in front of his next attack. So I'm blocking him, not blocking him with me, I'm blocking him with him. I'm using his body to stop him. So one of the thoughts I have is like magnets. So if the magnets are the correct way round, you get this clash, yeah? But when you get the same poles or opposite poles, they bounce around each other. So actually, all he does is bounce around my So just that's this turning for me is more like a strike, yeah? So now with this keeping the hand in the centre, same thing. I don't want to enter and close this and I can't come through instructions. It's the same thing, I'm just going to give a little bit, I'm going to shift my body. A bit like the 90 degrees that you do. And I want to extend it, so he's really in good posture here. And we're a little bit like puppeteers, really, I think, when we're doing this. So I want to pull strings. So I've got these. And that creates a movement. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to can't enter on this line. Don't change the relationship with this. Don't open your arm. Shift your body. Okay? And just grab these strings and create this movement. Just for the beginning, just so you get this feeling, so that they move, so that you get away from wanting to pull somebody. We was talking about this, the pulling. So actually, what I'm doing is his intention is this way. A bit of a clash here, just become his. It's a bit like I'll become his hand and lead him through. Okay? So just try that and move around that. Thank you. Nice and true. So actually looking at timing, so as he raises, I want to raise and meet his hand, yeah? I don't want to be late. And I don't want to be early because I'm going to get somebody in a mush. So actually, so when I meet at the top here, same principle, just keep this connection. So we had this rolling around at the beginning, so don't disconnect. Keep everything in relation. And it's, if it pushes against me across the yes, okay. He's going to go that way. Okay. So I'm just, yes, okay. So I just want to extend into him and create a draw straight away as I'm drawing. And it's about keeping cuts of doing nice and slowly on this, just really at the top. So I turn my frame and start dropping my hands. But I'm keeping a constant feel here. He's pushing against me because he doesn't want me to get in. And I draw him. Down. Up. Down. Don't disconnect with it. So sometimes you want to come here and do this big here. I've lost him. Yeah, he's lost him. He's coming around the back of me. All I want to do is just touch, turn, look. Lift on that line. To the floor. So you can put somebody on the floor really hard, yeah? Fine, but this day and age, you've got that, but hit the camera front, so sort of looking at that really, when it comes, I drop, I use the centre line, and I come up, and I'm going to wrap around his head, and slide it down my body. Okay. I've protected his head. So I'm not going to smash his head into something that the next minute I'll need to yeah, so I'm actually really I want to protect myself, so from this point here I came up. Come around. I'm not pulling his head off. I'm thinking circular here. Then I can use this line. And talking about feeling, so his nearest arm here is touching my trunk. Okay. So as I slide him down his body, I can feel his arm. Stay with it, and there's what you do. What 2 minutes is good.
Lovely class aid. I think it allows me to lead on No, you grab your bottom and your jaw. A lot of what we do is based on Awase, blending, and Musubi, tying together. Our Awase is about blending, okay? The right position to do technique. So, first Awase. So, to encourage Norman to attack me, because here we're staying, I'm going to close my posture and allow him to attack. And I'm going to blend with that attack so that we finish at the same time. And I can go a number of places here. Someone touched on it earlier about setting off at the right moment. If we imagine you've got a starting pistol, and we're setting off a race, you don't go on ready, you don't go on set, you've got to move on the beat of the bang. Okay, not on the end, not before, not after, but on the beat of the bang. So, he's got ready, set, bang. Okay, so I'm moving once he's committed to his attack. Not before, certainly not after. Otherwise you're going to get hit. Okay? So, that's blending. Now if you grab your journal, we also do a sequence of 4 blocks on this. 4 knockdowns. Earlier, I don't think they are knockdowns. They are tying together of the process. So we'll do 4 knockdowns. So I move off the line, I make rotation, join Norm's attack, redirect it and stay on line. He then skis to my hip. I move offline, rotate the other way, but I'm knocking that offline and coming back on. Then skis to my knee. Out, and I can come back online. And then to my chest, off the line, and draw up. Okay? Practice with technique. See how he looks at the other. So what I'm going to do is pause my posture and ask Norman to punch me straight in the nose. Come on. Good. Right, so that's his intention. Now what I'm trying to do from here, as he punches, I'm going to move off the line, just slightly off the line, and it's not that bit that I'm trying to blend with. It changes slightly because it's the output that I'm trying to blend with, so that I can bring it forward. I can continue the forward motion to take it in that, come this way please, so that I can take it round to where I want to. So there, it's blending, we're not interrupting it. This also allows me to maintain my posture. That's fine. So, in there, draw it forward, up there. Have a go at that. From a punch. Now, punching the street isn't like our normal cut down, leaving out like a trombone. Okay, we used to have a pet Frenchman here, Philippe. And he wasn't a pet Frenchman. And if you startled him, he could always do a trombone. But with a punch, with a punch, it's going to go out and come back. And this is why we're trying to blend with the output of it before it retracts. Okay, so, yeah. So it's now at my centre.
I've not interrupted the flow of the attack, I've just redirected it. I'm not trying to push it away, much the same as we did with the dojo, the rotation. What we're trying to do is blend this output. Yeah? So try again. What we're trying to do is essentially blend the output. So we're changing our posture, immediately going into a 10 shin step, and then we're in the right position to move forward. So, Tom, please. Now we did 3 attacks with bottom. Okay, so he makes a cut to the centre, head off the line this way, which we've just done shooting out. If he comes again, move this way, still on the same posture, or I can move this way. Okay, that's what we're going to do next. So you're going to have your posture nice and close, so that, and you're not trying to push any of these attacks away. Attack back. So, look, this is facing me. So when I make my body turn, I can draw this to my centre. Then we can tension this way and rotate down. So now it immediately becomes my centre. But I'm not interrupting the flow of it. I'm blending with it there. So it becomes down here. Nice tight posture throughout. It keeps your shoulders level, focused on your own centre, which is essential. All right? Thank you, Tom. Norm's going to punch you in the face. This time I'm going to move forward with the other foot. Okay? Because what I want to do is blend with this, that I can turn. Now, in my centre, rotate. Now that's changed to what Abe just demonstrated, but so move forward. Get yourself into the right position, rotate round and up. And the other side once more. There. Here we go. Nice tight posture again. This time as he comes, I'm going to tension out. Who said that? So look, we're going to move off the line and move this forward. Tight posture. So my posture isn't being effective. John's is. One more please. Nice grooves. Next technique should be tensionated, but we'll just have a quick look at the immobilisations. So James is going to punch me here. We're going to join with it, bring it down. Join with it, bring it down. Right. This time really try and punch. Okay, so my posture would remain the same. I'm not trying to use strength to move him on. I'm trying to blend with his output before it returns to him. Okay, so up, do it slowly this time. So look, I'm blending there, drawing down. Rotation. Okay. Unfortunately, we're going to leave it there, but thank you all very much. Thank you all very much, guys.
Sit downs. Alright, so as we're going to be kind of winding down to the end of the course, that's when the injuries start happening. We're going to keep it nice and soft, maybe a few exercises on blending. But before we do that, I wanted to show the rest of the guys in the Institute what I've been working on in Slough. The inspiration you get from different people form what you're going to do in future. And since we've had Stephen and Alan join the Institute, watching your lovely red, how circular it is, I thought, why is it how circular? We follow the Obama system, and the Obama system is very linear. Everything's in a straight line. Everything's blocking. And what I've been trying to do is soften it up, make it a bit more fluid, and looking at this side-to-side stuff, because I think it's actually really valuable. So what we did recently, I just want to do this as a demonstration. I'm not going to actually try this unless you particularly want to, but I'm going to show you something that we just fell on, and I think Paul said that he's seen Pat Hendricks do this. I've not, so it's a completely thing. Can you get your jug? That's your number 2. That's your number 3. Okay? When we do this with a little bit more fluidity, 1, 2, 3. And that's lovely. We worked through that. There's 10 blocks within 31 count. But what makes it interesting is you introduce a friend. So, what we're going to do is open up the gap a little bit. He's going to be my first attacker, so I do number 1. Ken wakes up, I do number 2, then 3. Okay? So all of a sudden you've got 2 people to deal with, which then makes you think about multiple attack, which we don't necessarily get from 31 count kata by doing it very linear. This way, you're aware of everybody around. I've got him in my peripheral vision, so I do number 1, 2, 3. And now you're starting to move. You don't have these lines where they say, oh, you've got to step off the line this much, you can't do that. You can't afford to do that when you've got something like this going on. So I just wanted to share that.
So does this mean that your defence actually takes it all out?
I deal with him.
He's still stood there.
Yeah, I deal with him with the first movement.
Right.
I mean, this isn't particularly martial. What you'll get from this is exercise, that's all. But if you think about this, he knocks that out the way, he's not going to come again. If he's going to start on me, if you're not going over here, I'm moving away from you. So there's going to be gaps in this. What you can also do, you can have one behind and one in front. So you can deal with this guy, and then this guy. So it doesn't matter. What's nice about it is it makes you think and it makes you move, which I really like. Whether it's got any functionality to it, 31 count kata isn't functional anyway. It's just a kata to make you move, to give you centralisation, and to give you form. That's all. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you ever want to do that on another class, we can go through the whole lot. It's quite interesting, and I think it's quite fun, personally. But thank you, Kat. So we'll do a little exercise. I'm going to be the person attacking. It's not an attack. What I want you to do is I want you to stand with your hand by hand. I've got in front of you, though. Now, what we're looking for are the 4 buzzers. This shoulder, this hip, this hip. And what you're going to do is you're just going to reach and touch them, and you're going to intercept the hand. Correct. And the fact that he's looking at me means that he's taking in where I'm going to grab. Isn't good. So I just want you to pair up and give that a try. Don't go daft, but just see how relaxed you can be with your hands there, and you can blend with the attack at a random level. Yeah? Thank you. Blending. And the thing is with feeling. It's very difficult to teach a feeling. You can show somebody what they're supposed to be looking for and then invite them to try. So we'll ask about blending. So a nice straight punch into the old red bar. There we go, good. A little bit hard. So I don't necessarily want to block. I just want to connect. And it was Amy who was talking about when the shoulder moves, that's when the time for you to move is. If I wait until that's happened, then I can't really blend with that because it's stopped. But if I can move now, I can blend. And I'm not looking to necessarily block. But that's it, we get into a fight, don't we? So I've got to get off the line and I've got to move with. So look for the shoulder, depending on where it's going to attack, and then move. And change it up so you're not exactly doing the same thing every time. Don't telegraph it, just deliver a punch any time you want. That's beautiful. All we're doing is moving. And I want to get some kind of movement in his arm. That means I've got to move a bit sooner, perhaps. This is a training aid. I'm going to get better and better the more I do this, I'm sure. If you have correctness of shape, that will help you with your blend. And I spoke last time we met about the Tenkatana and the fact that Mr. Foster said if you do this, it relaxes your shoulders. Now when you've got somebody, we could do a bit of a third form or categories, which would be a Japanese vernacular. He decides he's got a concrete one. I put my hand up straight and then I'll do this. And all I've got is a paddle. But if there's more to that, this makes shape. So as soon as he punches me, I feed it on. So you've got to blend directly then. Plus the fact, because he's coming in a straight line with this attack, the shape. Okay? That's where it's going to. That's where it's going to. I take it slightly out of its orbit by making that shape as soon as I make contact with his arm. If it became Yokomaruchi from the side, so you can see it going on. Go back to the Aikido. Straight punch. If you don't like the straight punch, cut down. But I'm taking it, rather than cutting to there, which is his normal centre, I'm cutting to there. So I'm taking it out of his sphere. Alright? But the practice is making this shape as slowly as it hits, turn. And it's getting that moment, that timing, so that you do it as soon as he moves. That's right. Hit. And hit. All sorts of things can come from that. But just get this bit going first. Make sure you've got some moving motion in your wrists. We were doing Aikidoka earlier, and there's an absolute blend that's going steady. He's coming into the punch, so you want to keep that going so his head dips. Quite often you will see somebody go, stop, he's not going anywhere. Look how solid he is. Try and make it difficult for yourself. This is where the blend comes in. And the funny bit of this, well, it's not funny, is as the punch comes out, you've got to keep you go. If this happens, it's too late, isn't it? So we've got to have the blend at the time that it comes. And of course, speed is involved if you want to make it functional, but look, let's not worry about speed, let's worry about form. It can be still a nice technique, it doesn't have to be polarisation. But you see the point, you run with it, okay? Have a little bit of fun. Loosen up. Energy coming forward. But what happens if the energy is going back? Now, you may get somebody, draw your hand out so you're going to really whack. Scary, isn't it? Oh, sorry. So, in the instance when that's coming up to be a smack in the mouth, right, and we've got to do this gently. As the hand goes up, you want it to go forwards. Now, it's not up here that we want to be looking, it's here. If my posture is yay, and he draws back to punch me, to blend with it, I've got to do that. And look at my posture. Is that good or bad, do you think? Terrible. Terrible. It's even worse than that, isn't it? So, if I can close my posture up to begin with, because this is a bully boy thing, I can move forward straight away. Can't I? So. And the idea really, taking again your class, look at the eyes and look for that shoulder, because that's going to tell you, A, which arm he's going to hit you with, and at the moment he's going to do it. So before that all happens, get yourself centred. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I did shut my eyes there.
So that's the point, isn't it? As soon as it moves, you go forward. Big test this. Big test for relaxation. Big test for making sure the posture is correct. You've got good distance and moving straight away. So make sure you make a nice big gesture so you're going to go back and really belt them in the mush, and then you go forward and try and get in the crook of the arm and prevent it from coming out. It's a blend. My students bang on about it all the time because we're finding so many positivities from what we do. So, historically, one of the techniques that we used to do, it's a nice little koku throw, is to bring this hand up underneath the armpit and to turn and throw. Do that again. Now, it looks so different. You went, you did a break for it. I'll tell you what I felt. Nothing. There's no pain in my back. As soon as I do this, so I have to make it because I need to get his armpit open, as before. For me to do the throw now, my hand is over my back hip, my foot is forwards. For me to throw him, there's got to be movement in my body or in my arms, isn't there? But if this is closed up, now I need to do the turn. You switch everything off, and you don't know until you try. So I want you to get hold of your opponent. You're going to go one armpit As you go to it, get positioned comfortably, have a wide stance, see what it feels like to throw. And then come back, hit the reset button, and then let your buddy join you. Oh, now. And you tell me whether it feels better or not. Because I run it together. Off the back of what we've done the whole weekend, anybody?
Show appreciation.
Well, what I would like to say is that what we do relies upon an attack. But when you're training, it doesn't have to be hard and fast, but it has to be a true attack.
Correct.
So we were discussing this now because we're struggling to throw each other because we're allowing our grip to loosen and the arms go, but the body's not going because you're not connected your body to your arm. So you have to be, your whole body has to be involved for them to do their technique.
That's a very valid point, and it's a point that should be taught from day one when you walk into a dojo. For instance, my bodyguard. He offers his wrist. I grab said wrist. Now, if I grab like this, he's not going to do this, and no one's ever going to do it in their dojo unless they are completely psychotic. But the unwritten rule is, if he can take that out and hit me with it, do so. You know, you're holding on to them for a reason, you're restraining them. And by doing this, it gives him the reason to do what he needs to do. If he goes to do a technique from there, and I just do this, he's got no point of training. And if I'm going to let go, he's quite within his rights to hit me, because I'm not restraining him, stopping him from doing so. This one's the pretty, in case he's going to punch with that hand. But this is the reality of it being a martial art. So if you're training, and he goes to do the technique you've just been doing, why do that? He's not going to get anything, he's not going to get anything. So it's a good point. You happy to finish it there? Alright. I would just like to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you taking the effort to come and support this course. Without you, it wouldn't be the course it is. And it's great to see so many guys from outside of our organisation where we have a conversation that we share. This is what Aikido is all about. If you could bottle the positivity that we had this weekend, you'd make a hell of a perfume. I'd like to thank the guys from Ireland especially making the effort to come all the way, and the guys from Scotland, because I know they've got a long journey home. So, enough respect. Please thank you, Marcus and Nigel. So these gentlemen have been field hands for getting on 10 years now. And as I got moved up last year, I think it's only right that you guys come up and join me, because I'm feeling a bit out of my home. So I'm inviting you to take 6 down, please. Gentlemen? So it shall be. Thank you. There's a lot of longevity here. If you combine all of these gentlemen's time being members of the Institute, we're probably getting on for close to 200 years. Doesn't that make you feel old? You guys, from what you've taught this weekend, just shows the quality of your Aikido. So, yeah, it's time. So, thank you. So you two gentlemen have also been at 4th band for what I think is long enough. So I'd like you both to say 5th, please.